One of the things that a lot of drummers don't know about is the power of repetition. I know this because I teach a lot of drummers privately, and it's a pattern I've noticed amongst a lot of them. So in today's video, we're not just going to talk, I'm going to prove to you how repetition can be a nasty weapon if you know how to wield it. And I'll give you some exercises to practice daily to improve your flow around the kit, be it for chops, for drum solos, and anything else. First off, I'll show you a pattern, we'll learn it, and I'll show you the proper orchestration that's going to help us achieve what we're trying to achieve today. So get on your kit. Let's get this. So the first pattern we're going to use today is this one. Sticking is right, left, kick. So we can now repeat it. So even at this very basic point, you see the power of repetition. We've not even started the main thing I want to show you today, but see how nice a simple pattern sounds once it gets repeated. So now the next thing we're going to do is to improve the orchestration. Now, what do we do here? We're going to take any of the rights and put them around the toms. So if we take the first right in that pattern, we'll have something like this. Going around the whole drums. But the other thing we can also do is take the second right. So we can do. So follow me very gradually and you see how this whole thing unfolds. What we're going to do now, as the kind of repetition I want us to apply, is we'll take everything we've learned so far now, play them repeatedly, all of them. We started from the snare, right? So we'll just go around everything. So you see what we did there? So when you're having this moment where you're having some sort of, brain freeze, you don't always have to play something else. You can always take the same thing, flip it like we just did, and repeat it. Do you understand? So this is just one of the things we can do. Let's move to the next thing. So now the next thing we want to do is something very similar. In fact, it's the same sticking we just worked on, but we're adding something. So the second right hand, we're going to put the kick there and watch how this whole thing changes. And I'm very sure a lot of you drummers have heard this. So on the snare, it's something like this, first of all. I'll speed it up a little bit. So most times you hear it played between your right or a stack cymbal, any of these two. So I'm very sure you've heard this in any video, like drum solo videos or anything. Let's take it very gradually now. We have. So you see what I did there? We went from doing that to taking the first note. Went from this. So taking everything we just learned now and playing each of them repeatedly sounds very nice. But I think if you try this particular way I'm about to show you, it changes everything. It makes it sound a lot more professional. You don't sound repetitive. Do you understand? Which is the same thing we just did. So we'll go from the first thing we learned, we move through all the patterns. It's more like a displaced orchestration. Do you understand? We're repeating, but we're displacing the orchestrations. We're going from different parts of the kit and even substituting some notes. So we'll start from the first thing we learned. So you see how that looks like an intense moment of a drum solo already. Do you understand? So don't shy away from repetitions. That's what I'm trying to say in this video. We're still going to do a lot more things. If you repeat things in a very nice way, first of all, it gives you a lot of time to think of what next, something bigger to play. Do you understand? So, and you play very well, sound very professional, it keeps the audience, people are used to patterns. The human being brain loves patterns. So when they hear a pattern repeatedly, and then you change just a little thing, it looks like you're doing something really crazy. So another case where we can apply this thing is something I think I've taught once or twice, the inverted paradiddle. You know the inverted paradiddle? I'll leave the sticking so you can follow it, play it very slowly and catch up. So the inverted paradiddle, there are so many ways people orchestrate it around the kit. You can do something like this. It's a common orchestration. This is how most people play the inverted paradiddles. So what we can do here, the first common orchestration you hear a lot is this one, where you have your hand on the right cymbal. That's one orchestration. But just like we're trying to do, we're trying to displace the orchestrations and make it look like we're not repeating the same thing. So we'll go from the first one to this one to some other things we can try. Something like this. Still the same thing. So just to make this complete, I'll give you guys one more orchestration of the inverted paradiddle. So we'll play around the 4 of them, just like we did in the previous one. So one thing I love to do with my inverted paradiddle is I pick my notes, take away some lefts and replace them with the kick. It's going to sound something like this. See that? So if we're to go through all the orchestrations now, we can start from. So now I have a bonus for you guys in this video. This bonus section is consisting of odd numbers. Now this is the thing. Odd numbers are a little bit more complex to understand. But if you understand them very well, trust me, it is one of the best things you can do during a drum solo or playing your chops, because it kind of throws people off. It seems like you're going off the timing, but then you find your way back. So now we're going to use a 5-note pattern, which is this. Right, right, left, right, left. Do you understand? But that other right, the third right, has the kick together with it. So here's how we count odd groupings. We play them until the bar is complete. In as much as it might feel off, but just follow me. You're going to get it. So if your metronome is counting as 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you understand odd, this one is going to be very easy for you. But if you don't understand it, take your time and just replay that portion over and over until you understand what is going on there. In this case now, I love this part a lot. In fact, this is what I enjoy doing the most. Repeating odd patterns, because they are they are tricky to the mind. But then to people that understand how to use it, it's very sweet. So orchestrating, the first orchestration is going to be between your hi-hat and your snare. We have this. Speed it up. I know I sped it up too fast, but you can take it gradually. Now, don't forget that what we're trying to do here is still repetition, even though I just gave you a very nice chop idea. But now we're trying to learn how to repeat things. We'll try to orchestrate the same thing in another way. So we can change it to this. So you can try with your floor tom and your ride, anyone you decide to do. Now, we now repeat the both of them. So this one I just played is a very common one. I know you've heard it a lot of times. So I'll give you guys a final bonus. This one is not 5, it's a 7. So it's something very nice I stole from a drum shed. I could not find the video to attach it so you see it. But I stole it so many years ago. Very nice stuff. And I loved the power. And it's actually in odd numbers that you see the power of repetition. Because if you play it just once, it's not going to actually sound very nice. But when you repeat it, it begins to sound like something really crazy. So it's this thing. 7 notes pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You see? And you can also go to between your thumbs. So I'm very sure this video was helpful. If you put these things to work, you're going to see how much your drum solos are going to have a lot of better flow in them, because you would have a little bit of time to think and you won't always be under the pressure to play something new. You can always try to, improve on what you already have. Do you understand? So get on your kits and start practicing this stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace, guys.